You took a picture with Rick Ross? Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
Think about it. It was all part of the plan. 50 Cent and Rick Ross, they set up Big Meech. Freeway Ricky, Rick Ross, and now you got 50 Cent. He owning the rights to
Man, this story right here got the whole hip-hop world in shock. Word just hit that Rick Ross might have been eating off Big Meech's legacy for years, and we're not talking small change. Reports claim Ross pocketed over $120 million using the BMF brand, while the real man behind it, Demetrius Big Meech Flannery, been locked up with nothing close to that in return. And now Lil Meech just stepped in to check the situation himself. Let's take it back, because this beef been simmering for a long time. When Rick Ross came up in the game, he built his entire image around that BMF lifestyle. The boss energy, the cars, the money, the street empire. He even dropped the classic hit BMF Blowin' Money Fast back in 2010, shouting out Big Meech by name. The record blew up, made Ross look like the ultimate hustler, and helped him launch his Maybach Music Group brand into the stratosphere. But here's where things get sticky. While Ross was out here living like a movie star, pushing that boss narrative, the real BMF family wasn't getting a dime off the brand that they actually built in the streets.
How you doing?
Happy birthday, nephew.
That's simple. A lot of like to spend their money. We love to spend our money. We can't take none of this. None. Ain't no armored trucks pulling up at no funerals. Simple. So you better enjoy this. A fool and his money will part. We do this. So
Yeah. So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film.
See, Big Meech's name got value, real value. That BMF stamp been respected worldwide long before Ross ever rapped about it. The original Black Mafia family built a legacy that shaped the culture, flashy cars, designer clothes, million-dollar parties, and a reputation that made them legends long before the music industry ever caught on. So when Rick Ross started using that image, dropping lines like, "I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover," fans assumed it was a tribute. But now, years later, people realizing he wasn't just paying homage, he was profiting off it. And that's why this whole situation exploded online. Lil Meech, Big Meech's real son and star of 50 Cent's hit series BMF, finally broke his silence. In a viral live stream, he called out Ross directly, saying, "You made millions off my pop's name, but never did nothing for him." Fans went crazy. The comments filled up with people saying Ross been using Meech's legend to push his own boss image while never cutting the family in. Some even called it legal robbery. The crazy part? It ain't just about money, it's about respect. Big Meech's story represents something bigger than rap. It's about legacy, loyalty, and authenticity. And now that the BMF TV show's shining light on the real story, Lil Meech is making sure people know who the real bosses are and who just borrowed the blueprint.
with you and Ross, it's just been going on for so long.
Nothing else works for him, outside of mentioning me. When things get bad, you mention me. It gets covered first. I get covered across the board. They get covered on the hip-hop blog. It is what it is. And you watch, because I have nothing else to say. You just see it happen periodically as it goes. You know, you see that big white elephant, that property he lives at? It costs more than the nightclubs. He's in the nightclubs. What kind of rich cut his own grass? Why are you out there cutting your own grass? You're trying to save money, Nick? You don't want to pay for the lawn to get cut, huh?
Ain't nothing wrong with cutting your grass.
After Lil Meech's live stream hit the net, the story caught fire. Blogs, hip-hop pages, and news outlets ran with headlines like Rick Ross called out for profiting off BMF legacy, and Lil Meech exposes industry greed. It didn't take long for fans to start connecting dots. They began breaking down just how deep Ross's connection to BMF really goes, from the lyrics to his fashion to the entire boss persona he built. His whole image, the cigars, the marble floors, the luxury empire, it all mirrored Big Meech's real-life hustle. But while Meech paid the price for that lifestyle, Ross rebranded it into entertainment and made millions doing it. Fans started posting old interviews and receipts, and things got ugly. Clips resurfaced of Rick Ross bragging about how his BMF track helped redefine his career and pushed Maybach Music Group to new heights. Some fans pointed out that the single alone generated tens of millions in royalties, endorsements, and deals, all while Big Meech was sitting behind bars. The math don't lie, and when you factor in the branding, music, and luxury partnerships Ross built around that image, people started saying he pocketed close to $120 million, all off the BMF aura.
I'm Big Meech, entrepreneur here at 5 Star Smile to make sure that my smile is right forever. First off, image is everything to me, so the first thing people notice is the smile. So knowing that I was gonna be doing probably interviews and stuff like that and be in the limelight, wanted to make sure that was the first thing I had did. And that's the thing, like a lot of people in prison, they neglect that.
Lil Meech wasn't holding back either. He doubled down during a separate interview saying, "You can't scream my daddy's name if you never reached out, never showed love, never put nothing on his books." That statement hit deep, because when you think about it, Ross had every opportunity to show respect, even just publicly acknowledging Meech's family or sending support while the man was locked up. Instead, Ross stayed silent. He kept pushing the boss image while the real boss's names faded from credit. But 50 Cent, who produced the BMF show and mentored Lil Meech, wasn't staying silent either. 50 loves to stir the pot, and this was the perfect storm. He started posting slick captions saying things like, "Everybody want to be BMF till it's time to be real." That line alone had people dying. He even reposted a clip of Big Meech talking about loyalty and betrayal with the caption, "Some people forget who they're imitating." The fans knew exactly what he was implying. 50's been calling out fake industry kingpins for years, and this time he didn't even need to say Ross's name for people to know who the shots were aimed at. Now the internet split down the middle. Some fans say Ross gave BMF more exposure than they ever had before, while others say he flat out stole their identity and flipped it for profit. Either way, Lil Meech made it clear. He's not letting anyone rewrite his father's legacy for clout.
Biggest boss Ricky Rose just got word. Meech concert not happening tonight, but 305 is going down at the office. Meet us there. Bam!
See, the truth is, this ain't just about music or money. This is about culture. When Big Meech built BMF, he wasn't just pushing weight. He was building an image, a lifestyle, a global brand before the internet even made that possible. He inspired rappers, hustlers, and dreamers from the streets to the studio. He set a blueprint that the industry eventually copied. But the difference is, Meech's image came with real consequences. Feds, indictments, years in prison. So when people like Ross come along years later, using that story to build a luxury empire, the streets can't help but feel like the real ones are getting erased while the copycats eat. That's what Lil Meech been trying to say. It's not about clout, it's about credit. His father's name helped shape hip-hop's definition of boss. The way rappers dress, move, talk, flex. That's all Meech energy. But while his pops is sitting in a cell, someone else is out here cashing checks and signing brand deals off that same vibe. And what's worse, the industry plays along. They reward the polished, safe versions of street culture and leave the originals behind bars. Ross tried to downplay the situation, but the internet wasn't buying it. When reporters asked him to respond, he laughed it off, saying, "That's all love. I always respected BMF." But fans saw right through that. They flooded his comments saying, "Love don't pay back what you owe." Even people inside the industry started whispering that Ross might have taken advantage of the BMF name when it was convenient. And then came the bombshell. An old associate from Atlanta who used to run with BMF back in the day popped up online, backing Lil Meech's claims. He said, Ross knew exactly what he was doing. He saw how much power that name carried, and he built his whole wave off it. That statement hit the internet like gasoline on fire. Fans started digging up old footage, and sure enough, there were Ross interviews where he openly admitted that Big Meech inspired his entire career. The timeline started looking less like coincidence and more like a calculated move. That's when Lil Meech snapped again, posting a message that said, "You can't buy real, BMF ain't for sale." And that one post summed up everything. This wasn't just a young man defending his father. This was a whole generation reclaiming their story. Because in hip-hop, image is everything, and when that image comes from real street pain, it hits different when someone turns it into a profit. By the time the smoke cleared, the conversation had shifted from Rick Ross to something bigger. The way hip-hop keeps turning real street legends into marketing tools. Fans were calling it industry robbery, saying too many rappers and execs built careers off names like Big Meech, Larry Hoover, and Freeway Ricky Ross, while the real ones got erased or locked away. It's not just exploitation, it's disrespect disguised as inspiration. And now, with BMF The Show shining light on the real history, people are finally waking up to what's been happening behind the scenes. Lil Meech made it clear that he's not out here begging for handouts. He's standing on principle. He said, "All I want is for people to stop using my pop's name for clout if they ain't showing real love." That message got reposted everywhere. Even rappers like Boozy and T.I. commented, showing support, saying that street legends deserve real recognition, not just shout-outs and songs. The culture started rethinking what tribute really means. Is it respect if you never gave back? Or is it just business when the real ones can't defend themselves? Meanwhile, 50 Cent doubled down, posting memes of Rick Ross with captions like, "They call it homage, I call it hustle. You know 50, he don't let up once he smells blood in the water." And the fans ate it up. Every time Ross tried to post something positive or promote his Wingstop franchises, the comments were flooded with "Pay BMF" and "Lil Meech wants his cut." It became a social media circus. But here's the real takeaway. The BMF story is bigger than one man. It's about legacy, and legacy can't be bought. Big Meech's influence on the culture is permanent, and no record label, no rap mogul, no brand can rewrite that. The streets remember who started the wave, and Lil Meech is making sure the world never forgets. Now that the truth's out, Ross might try to move past it, but that stain's not going away easy. Fans want accountability, and the streets want answers. Because when you use somebody's name to make millions and call it love, you're not paying tribute, you're taking advantage. So yeah, Rick Ross might have made the BMF lifestyle famous, but Big Meech lived it. And now, thanks to Lil Meech, the story's being told the right way, from the inside, not the industry. The Prince of BMF just reminded the game what real loyalty looks like, and that's something no label check can buy.